Good morning everyone. I am here to speak to you about our school vision for ICT at Birch & Coppice. I know that we, as teachers, are certainly trying new things at the moment in terms of communicating with our children and parents over the past year. However, as difficult as this might seem right now, when the pupils return to school, we need to have a clear goal that we need to reach in each subject. Regarding ICT, there are two areas that encapsulate what we need to teach our pupils in order for them to survive in this ever-changing world of technology: digital literacy and computing. Digital literacy is sometimes confused with computer programming when we talk about technology education, but the two skills are distinct. Today's school-age children have never lived in a non-digital world, and they've grown up with technology as part of everyday life. This means that most kids are at least comfortable with computers, smartphones and other devices. They know how to interact with technology and participate in the digital culture. Some people argue that this level of involvement is good enough. We don't have to understand how the engine in our car functions in order to drive to work, and we don't have to know how to code, to use programs and apps developed by others. However, there's a worldwide movement towards providing more computer science training in schools, emphasising the importance of educating students to be technology creators, not just technology users. Here's a look at why both digital literacy and computing, or coding, are more important for the future success of our children. 9 out of every 10 new jobs require some form of digital literacy, even those not directly related to technology or computer science fields. So to prepare students for jobs, some teachers focus mainly on the practical digital skills. They argue that many students don't really understand the software they use and therefore can't take full advantage of the technology that's available. By covering topics such as how cloud data storage works and what technology should be in place for basic cyber security, we create a more knowledgeable future workforce, even if they don't have coding skills. But while learning digital skills focuses on how to use current technology, such as choosing the right tool for a particular task, or how to incorporate digital media into a specific presentation, digital literacy asks broader questions. By examining how technologies impact culture, communication, creativity and social interactions, digital literacy teaches students to think critically about how technology impacts the world. Think of this level of digital literacy as the underpinning that needs to be in place before we can introduce coding skills. The need for coding skills. Arguably the greatest benefit of teaching coding skills to children is to train them in computational thinking. No matter what language students learn, programming teaches children logical reasoning, how to look for patterns that solve problems, and how to break problems down into small chunks that are easier to tackle. Children who learn to program experience the pride of making something from scratch and develop curiosity about tinkering to figure out how something works. They also learn the perseverance and problem solving necessary to fix a problem when the code doesn't work. Computer coding helps students to understand how computers function and lets them realise the possibilities available when they can take control of their technology. Thanks for completing the questionnaire sent out before half term. It gave me a good insight into the skills of the majority of the staff here. It also made me aware of the different areas I need to support. So looking at our Ict Skills Questionnaire, first question was how confident do you feel teaching ICT lessons? Number two went not very confident at all, and that's just under half of our responses showed that, so interesting to know. Which of these apps have you heard of? It was good to know that a lot of the Apple apps, over half at least, had heard of them, but Swift Playgrounds this one here, which is a coding app, which is a very good coding app. Only 4 people had actually heard of it. So one thing that we need to work on is more awareness of that. How confident are you at using these apps? So we have some of the apps here: Keynote, Pages, Numbers, and iMovie. Some of the Apple apps, and it's clear that the blue, no idea what it is, tells us quite a lot, and that follows through into the other apps as well. And then again, it follows with how confident are you at teaching the apps. That's obviously going to be a bit hard. So have a look at these bar charts here as well. So support is needed in teaching most of these apps. And then looking at, did you complete your training to be an Apple teacher? Now, we did that a few years ago, fell by the wayside. So you can see that over half of them don't think they completed the training. One person said, "What on earth is an Apple teacher?" Which I know who that was, that's fine. And here's the question that we've just had a look at. Do you know the difference between digital literacy and computing? So over half of you weren't sure about the difference. 31.6 were sure, they did know, but hopefully the explanation that I've given will help you. And then the final 2 questions about your strengths and developments in ICT. Quite interesting responses here. People, I'll always give it a go, that's brilliant. I have an enthusiasm towards the subject and love learning about new technology. People being creative, using PowerPoint, using different versions of Office, internet safety, etc. So it's quite a mix of skills, which is great to work with in various areas. So as you can see here, and someone said they've got better since remote learning, which is fantastic. Okay. What would you like to develop in ICT? So most things. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure there's more to it than that. Knowledge in coding apps, which is really great, and progression from EYFS to Year 6. These are the things we need to really work on as a school. How to get children programming again, teaching coding to Year 3, coding knowledge, all of the above, coding especially. So we've got a variety of answers here, which is really, really helpful. And they're the sort of things we do need to work on. Lots of answers there. Have a quick look at. So what's the curriculum big picture for ICT at our school? Well, let's have a look. What are the big concepts and the ideas that we want our children to learn about in this subject through their ICT and computing learning? So number 1, children understand how computers and programming affect our lives today, and that they can develop some skills to be able to complete simple programming tasks themselves. Number 2, children can see the benefits of computers, networks and technology around them, including how it makes our learning, lives, connections and enjoyment possible, especially during the last couple of years. Number 3, children can use devices effectively to complete tasks, but they know how to do this safely, responsibly and respectfully. Number 4, children know which programs to use to complete a specific task, and they can learn and develop the skills needed to complete the task effectively and as independently as possible. So our big picture for ICT here starts in the summer, and hopefully we're going to get all year groups to do some work on programming in an immersive week, so they can access resources effectively and the children can develop a good grounding in age-appropriate digital literacy and ICT skills before they progress onto the more complex tasks associated with programming. Okay, so as you can see, we're looking at the ICT overview of declarative knowledge at BCA. So we start with early years. We need to look at the skills that they already use. So that will be a discussion we'll have on the inset day. So if we move straight on to year 1 and 2, we have a look here, the main themes to be taught are taking photos and creating images, recording videos, saving and storing work, and word processing. And then in spring we carry on with online safety, which goes across the school. And then we research, retrieve and content, so finding things on the iPad and saving them and copying them. So we go into summer for year 1 and 2. We're looking at uses of ICT beyond school, so this is where we start to look a bit more about programming, finding things about algorithms and instructions, bugging or bugs and debugging. Moving on to year 3 and 4. So saving and storing work, we continue with that, recording sounds and music and designing and creating content. And then in the spring we look at using GarageBand to manipulate sounds and music, as well as photos and videos, creating multimedia using different apps, as well as the online safety that we do across the school, as I said earlier. And then in the summer, again, we go into programming and looking at how computer networks function and all the different things under there. And then finally, year 5 and 6. In the autumn, again, saving and storing work, use of software search engines, how to use a search engine properly, correctly, looking at the language involved, also combining photos and videos to create presentations, lots of different apps that you can do, so I'll be exploring those, which is great fun. In the spring, again, online safety, and then looking at computer networks, internet, looking at controls and looking at different components of computers, and also they'll be manipulating sounds and music as well. And then in the summer they're going to be looking at programming just like everybody else at the moment, and analysing different things like inputs, outputs, conditional statements, if and things like that, and data, and then finally data handling and analysis using the Numbers app.
Okay, so here's a signpost to some apps that you can use, and we're going to be doing some further work, including across the trust, to demonstrate how you can use some of these effectively, especially the coding and the programming ones.